evening, it's Monday, June 15th. I'm Sharon Abobi, and this is Closing Price from Alt FNDATA. Tonight, a US-Iran peace deal sent markets rallying, but luxury stocks gave back most of their gains by the close. The real standout was gold, which pushed to a new high on a weekend that also delivered record-breaking results in the watch auction sale rooms. European luxury markets opened sharply on news that the US and Iran had reached a deal to end their war, then faded to a mixed close by end of day. In Paris, LVMH, ticker MC on Euronext Paris, closed at €513, up about 0.4%, well off its opening highs. Hermès, ticker RMS, closed at €1,712, up about 0.9%. But Kering, ticker KER, gave back its gains to close at €262, down about 2.1%. In Zurich, Richemont, ticker CFR, closed up about 1%, and Swatch, ticker UHR, up about 1.7%. In London, Watches of Switzerland, ticker WOSG, edged up about 0.5%, while Burberry, ticker BRBY, closed at 1,154 pence, down about 1.8%. In New York, the US-listed luxury names were mixed. Ferrari, ticker RACE, was the day's standout, closing at $369, up about 4%. The American fashion houses had a solid day as well. Tapestry, the owner of Coach, ticker TPR, rose about 2.4%, and Ralph Lauren, ticker RL, gained about 2%. On the other side, Capri Holdings, ticker CPRI, the parent of Versace and Michael Kors, slipped about 1.3%. Signet, ticker SIG, the jewelry retailer, fell about 1.7%, and Zegna, ticker ZGN, was roughly flat. Even as watches set records at auction over the weekend, shares of the watchmaker Movado, ticker MOV, fell about 4%. The boom appears to be in the secondary markets within auction sale rooms and not necessarily with companies making and selling new watches. But the real story today was in hard assets. Gold climbed to a new high, closing near $4,330 an ounce, up about 2.8%. Silver jumped about 3.2% to around $70. And the same appetite for hard assets is showing up in the auction sale room. Over the weekend, Phillips held the highest grossing watch auction in US history at $75.8 million with every lot sold, and a single FP Journe which went for a record of $13.9 million. The strength in this market is broad across price points for watches and not just with the highest trophy lots. At Alt FNDATA, our data shows that over the past 90 days, Christie's has sold 99% of everything it brought to auction, with 395 of 399 lots sold. In uncertain economic times, investors and collectors tend to move money into physical things to hold their value, like gold and rare watches. Rolex is also leaning in on the trend and recently raised the prices of its gold watches again. On the deal-making side, Frasers Group, which has made a bid to take over Hugo Boss, fell about 4.9% in London to 753 pence. Hugo Boss itself closed roughly flat. Across the broader markets, the day's driver was the peace deal. The United States and Iran reached an interim deal to reopen the Straits of Hormuz and halt their war. Stocks rallied, oil sank to a 3-month low, while bond yields and the dollar both eased. Airbus has opened a new assembly line in Toulouse today, but its chief executive, Guillaume Faury, used the moment to criticize Europe's competitiveness, citing high labor and energy costs, in his words, regulatory barriers that are, quote-unquote, absolutely horrible. He warned against doing to aviation what Europe did to its car industry. It is a reminder of the cost pressures facing European countries, luxury houses included. Across our board, European luxury was mixed after fading from a sharply higher open, while the US names were led by Ferrari, and gold and silver both pushed to new highs. Looking ahead, Sotheby's important watches caps a remarkable week of watch sales, and the Arm Sotheby's sealed auction featuring a 1969 Lamborghini Miura closes on June 17th. That's it on Closing Price for today, Monday, June 15th. Open bid returns tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Eastern, and our weekly art market show is also published tomorrow. For more insights on the top stories in today's closing price, check out the Alt FNDATA Market Index and datasets, which cover the secondary market signals behind the luxury names we covered today. You can start for free in our data sandbox, register via our website, altfndata.com, or by email at info@altfndata.com. Subscribe to get notifications of new episodes. And if you love the show, please give us a 5-star rating on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. I'm Sharon Abobi from Alt FNDATA. Thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you in the next episode.